With the help of the Wickersham brothers and dozens of Wickersham uncles and Wickersham cousins and Wickersham in-laws who've helped, I've engaged, you're going to be roped and you're going to be caged. And for your dust speck, that we shall boil in a hot steaming kettle of bezel nut oil. Boil it, gasped Horton. Oh, that you can't do. It's all full of persons. They'll prove it to you. Mr. Mayor, Horton called. Mr. Mayor, you've got to prove now that you really are there. So call a big meeting, get everyone out, make every who holler, make every who shout, make every who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up in a bezel nut stew. And down on the dust speck, the scared little mayor quick called a big meeting in Whoville Town Square. And his people cried loudly. They cried out in fear, "We are here! We are here! We are here! We are here!"
The elephant smiled. That was clear as a bell. You kangaroos surely heard that very well. All I heard, snapped the big kangaroo, was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through far distant trees. I heard no small voices, and you didn't either. The young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me neither." "Grab him," they shouted, "and cage that big dope. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knots so tight he'll never shake loose. And then dunk that dumb speck in the bezel nut juice." Horton fought back with vigor and vim, but the Wickersham gang was too many for him. They beat him. They mauled him. They started to haul him into his cage, but he managed to call to the mayor, "Don't give up. I believe in you all. A person's a person, no matter how small. And you small persons will not have to die if you make yourselves heard. So come on now, try."
The mayor grabbed a tom-tom. He started to smack it, and all over Whoville, they whooped up a racket. They rattled tin kettles. They beat on brass pans, on garbage pail tops, and on old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted on great toots, on clarinets, oomphas, and boomphas, and flutes. Great guns of loud racket rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mayor called up through the howling and the mad hullabaloo, "Hey, Horton, how's this? Is our sound coming through?" And Horton called back, "I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't quite as strong as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all your boys are doing their best and making all their noise? Are you sure every who down in Whoville is working? Quick, look through your town. Is there anyone shirking?"
Through the town rushed the mayor, from east to west. But everyone seemed to be doing their best. Everyone seemed to be yapping or yipping. Everyone seemed to be beeping or biffing. But it wasn't enough. All the ruckus and roar, he had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building, and he searched floor to floor, and
Just as he felt he was going nowhere and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through a door, and that mayor discovered one shirker quite hidden away in the Fairfax Apartments, apartment 12J. A very small shirker named Jojo was standing, just standing, and bouncing a yo-yo, not making a sound, not a yip, not a chirp. And the mayor rushed inside and he grabbed the young twerp.
And he climbed with the lad up the Effelberg Tower. "This," cried the mayor, "is your town's darkest hour. This time is a time for all whos that is red to come to the aid of their country," he said. "We've got to make noises in the greater amounts, so open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts." Thus he spoke as he climbed. They got to the top. The lad cleared his throat and shouted, "Yop!"
And that yop, that one small, extra yop, put it over. Finally, at last, from that speck on that clover, their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean, and the elephant smiled. Do you see what I mean? They've proved they are persons no matter how small. And their whole world was saved by the smallest of all. How true. Yes, how true, said the big kangaroo. And from now on, you know what I'm planning to do? From now on, I'm going to protect them with you. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, me too. From sun in the summer, from rain when it's fallish, I'm going to protect them, no matter how smallish.